to be a staple in most NFL offenses once again. So we're going to show this in route here on the backside. What I want to make sure is that that ball gets completed before it gets to the hash. And I believe a lot of NFL scouts, they're looking at the pace of your drop. They're looking at how you can make these different throws. This was more prevalent in the Oregon offense. We've got a couple shots on here of Bo Nix throwing, boom, ball just inside the hash. Going to come from the bottom here, boom. Again, 2 hitches here. I'd like to see 1 hitch. So the ball, a little bit inside the hash. So these are the things I'm watching for. I want to see that timing. Get back, 1 hitch it, let that football go instead of seeing it come open. So just a touch late on this one, but another good throw right between the numbers.
Oregon State comes with the rush. Nix is clean. He's got Troy Franklin, and he's got a completion for the first.
To adjust your route based on what your speed, what your stride is to make sure you get that depth.
Okay, now.
All right, now we are adjusting to the big end route.
This is a deep end. This is going to be interesting. We talk about Jermaine. He went outside. Let's see, can he have the same fluidness? So now he's slowing down.
See, they're rolling in.
He had to slow down.
Right, so it's the same idea, kind of a speed cut at the top.
Hey, though, but this kid right here that's about to run from Holy Cross, he's my Tim Duncan, big fundamentalist.
Okay.
Excellent route run. I believe he's the best route runner out of all these guys. Not the fastest, but the best route runner. Had 237 receptions at Holy Cross. His competition didn't matter. He runs a 4.57, but yet you can see him run double moves after double moves. He doesn't have a great 40 time, but his game tape speaks for itself.
I will say this, Kurt, that you were talking about the top of the roll on the out and the top of the roll on this end. All are important, but the top of the roll on this end is a little more important.
A little bit more, you know, the safety's in the middle of the field.
You talking about.
It's important for you,
right?
As well as it's important for the ball, right?
Right. Because on the outside, that ball's going out of bounds if it ain't right.
Yep.
In here, that ball's going the other way. If it ain't right.
Or you're taking yourself. Like I'm looking to see when these guys turn the corner, how flat are they? I don't want to post.
Exactly.
I want an in route. Or as Steve was saying, I want you bending back, staying friendly to the quarterback, so you stay away from that safety and can flatten underneath
and
his
you're cutting his angle. And
Yep.
you're cutting his angle, and it's exactly. And it's the most important thing. Once you, like you talked about how many yards. Once I make that step, I said 2 on the out. I would even try to make it even tighter here.
Definitely.
This got to be even tighter.
It's so much traffic in the middle of the field. You got to be able to not only beat your man, but beat the safety coming downhill and try to put that hit on you. If you're drifting, that's interceptions, pass breakups,
and you can't
big
be too
hits.
early because that linebacker will drop right in the way of that too.
Yeah.
And now Kurt's job is to get that ball up and over and make it drop down. So I got to get away from the linebacker but make sure I'm in front of the safety.
And you talk about linebackers. That's what I want to see from these throws. I don't want to see it driven where it doesn't get above your head. I want to see a little touch on it. Lay it out there. Let your guy run through it. You know, I played with one of the greats in Torrey Holt, and he was so great at staying friendly. He'd get to the top of that end because we threw so many of them, and always bending it back and bringing it back to protect himself and to protect the football.
That was a great route right there. Did you see? He did exactly as you were talking about. He did exactly that. And that's the key to this end route, is what Steve was talking on the outside. You have to be ready to start coming back down towards that line of scrimmage when you turn this curve, this corner at the end route.
There you go. You see J.J. McCarthy throwing that one right there, and you watch him on film. One of the things that I noticed is that he loves to throw the ball hard. When I'm watching out here, I want to see him take a little something off the football, a little bit of air underneath the football. And so you say a lot of this stuff, how does it translate? Well, those kind of things translate. Do you have the ability to lay the ball up and over a linebacker?
Definitely.
Or do you have to throw it around them or through them? That just gives you more things in your wheelhouse to be able to do.
Definitely, because in this league, man, those guys on that back end are so athletic. Like you said before, getting the ball over linebackers, because these linebackers, these are athletic linebackers now. So if you had that ball come out too flat, those are interceptions, like I said before, big hits, so on and so forth. So definitely, and even for the receivers, being able to make sure that they get their depth so they're not catching the ball too far in the middle of the field on some of these dagger routes, and being able to clean up the tight turns so you can kind of catch that inside the numbers, but you don't want to get too far in there near the hash, because that's where all the traffic is at.
It just feels.
Yes, dude.
It feels like it was long ago. The COVID makes it feel like.
Sure.
Hey, wow.
All right, here's Kedon Slovis again. Good ball.
It's interesting is you can see each wide receiver, some speed turn, some break down, some chop. So it's variation, different ways how guys were taught to run the dig route.
Yep.
Brian Thomas right there from LSU, man. I mean, led the nation in touchdown catches this year. Was an absolute machine. Watch Penix whip it.
This kid thrashes. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. He played at Louisville, but prior to that 3 years at Georgia State, man, great route runner. You want to see some good routes? Watch him at Georgia State. I don't believe Louisville used him completely the way Georgia State did, but this young man can run some outstanding routes.
I love the point you made as we're watching these deep end cuts, you know, that there's a difference between, some people roll them in, you saw a roll right there, and then some people cut it in.
Yes.
You know, we used to cut in, you know, I know you guys did.
You guys throw a couple in routes?
20.
We threw a few.
In route. You know, I never really rolled in the in cut. I rolled the out cut.
Yeah.
But we ran the in cut. You know, and I wanted to make sure I catch that thing.
Almost square.
What do you mean by that when you say you didn't roll it?
Well, right here, they're rolling that cut in.
Yeah.
So they'll hit an outside leg and start cutting towards the middle of the
breaking
field.
down.
It may take them 2 or 3 yards to get on the line coming across.
And so you didn't do that?
I didn't. When you're running a cut, that means I'm going to almost overrun. If I'm running a 20-yard in, my point is 21 yards.
Really?
Because I want to make sure you think I'm running deep before I change my mind and run a 20 in route. So I'm going to run a 9 and change my mind. That's how I fool the DB. You fully thinking it's a 9 route, and then I'm going to cut and make that route.